Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Entrigue Magazine's YouTube channel. Today we have the special honor of having the Levert Experience on the channel. It's going to be an honor for me to ask Mark, Joe, and Dave a plethora of questions about their collective experience working together as a trio and touring, as well as all of the great things that they've done individually with Levert, Rude Boys, and Men at Large, three of my favorite R&B staples from the 90s. I'm a 90s R&B junkie, and so this particular interview for me is personal, dear to my heart, and I'm super excited. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Intrigue Magazine. It's an honor to have you all here. Let's just get a quick introduction, and we're going to get right into the discussion.
What up, it's your man Dave Tolliver, Minute Large in the building.
Yo, what's up? This is Joe Little of the Rude Boys. You know what that 90s smash hit is written all. Hold on, you messed me up. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word.
And I'm
Yeah,
Marc
that's
Gordon, founding member of the legendary R&B group Levert.
with 5 number 1 hits.
Yeah, this is going to be a conversation about soul, sounds, and song. I will say that
Okay.
much. Again, I'm a fan, so I'll be speaking to you guys from a journalistic perspective, but from a fan base too, because I mean the music that you guys put out, in the early '90s, it was not only timeless, man, but it was the soundtrack to the lives of so many people, that embraced their musical roots in the late '80s and all into the late '90s. So we're going to get started with the conversation. First and foremost, we got Marc Gordon from Levert, Joe Little, Rude Boys, Dave Tolliver from Men at Large. First of all, how did you all come together as a trio, coming from three different groups, all from Cleveland? We're going to talk about that too. But how did you come together as a trio?
Tom
He
Tom
hungry.
Joyner Cruz was the kickoff, and it was an experiment, but it went over into the states to where we could do shows after the boat, and we took advantage of us coming together because a lot of times acts be prideful and wanting to do their own thing, and so it's definitely a unique situation to where we come from the same town, the same camp, and able to collectively put our music together and make it work. So that's the beauty of it.
All right.
But
I'm,
but initially Gerald and Mark discovered both of our groups. So,
mhm.
they gave us all the tutelage, the opportunity, and just the open invite to be part of the actual Levert OJ's legacy.
Right,
Period. Point blank. Yeah.
Trouble
right.
family, yeah.
Travel man.
Yes, yes. And Joe, what's your memory of how you guys became a trio, a collective?
I was just given, well, we were all supposed to go on a Tom Joyner cruise initially as just individual original members from our respective groups. And so I was told first that we were all, Mark, Dave, and myself would be coming on a cruise to do a tribute to Gerald and Sean. But the year that they wanted to do it, COVID hit. And so it got kind of canned. But then later on, it came back. Time came again. It was like, okay, they want to bring you out guys back, and try to do it. And so our manager, Al, at the time was just like, hey, man, we need to try to make this be really something, man. Let's call it the tribute was going to be called the Levert Experience, but we took the name and ran with it. And, from there, he started getting calls. And so, we like, hey, man, we was already open to it, and it just happened, man. It was very magical, and Doing really well right now, man. I'm not surprised. I was gonna say I'm pleasantly surprised, but I'm not surprised with the artillery we got, and just with our history.
I'm gonna have a little fun with you guys because I want you to to get an opportunity to really be yourselves on this channel. Plus I'm a bit of a jokester. So um this question is for both Joe and Dave exclusively.
Uh-oh.
All right. What's it like working with Marc Gordon?
Haha.
I like
I'll
that.
start. I'll start. It's amazing, man. Listen, and I always tell this story, man. The Rude Boys, when we first came out, we were signed by Mark and Gerald, and we by us, getting a great, getting two number one songs on our first album.
Hmm.
It afforded us to, be part of a tour with Levert and the OJ. So we did like a year of
Hmm.
touring.
Yeah.
We actually did like a part of a year and then came back the next year and did a second leg. And so I used to stand on the side of the stage, man, and just watch Levert, just watch them do their steps, watch them do their thing, man, watch the crowd and how they, how the crowd was receiving them. And it was just like, man, just, blown away. And so, working with Mark, our first album, he did tracks, but we never got a chance to work with him.
Hmm.
Him and Gerald were writing partners, so he would send the track to Gerald would write it, and that would be it. But I got a chance to on my solo album on Atlantic Records called Putting It Down. Firsthand got a chance to be with Mark daily, day in and out, working
Okay.
on a couple songs that we did, Sex and Flex, and I got to have it. And I came to him and I was just like, he was like, man, what's the idea? What you want to come like? And then so we came up, he played Sex and Flex for me, the track. And I was like, damn, that shit hot, man. It was very sexy, steamy, and me and Mark rolling that one together. Then I told him, well, I want some old school big band stuff, with a little
Hmm.
jazz. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
yeah.
came up, he custom made a track for me that came to be known as I Got to Have It on the J Little Putting It Down album, which is a song to this day. Till this day, I haven't heard a song in that flavor or the style that he did because it had big horns in it,
Right.
and I mean some big drums, and it was amazing, man. So it was great working with him. I got a chance to spend time with him one on one, and it was easy going, man. Mark is a quiet guy, so back then he was even more. He's more quiet than he is now. He's like a lot of people don't understand, man, that Mark Gordon has an amazing personality and he got jokes, man. He'll surprise you. You'll think he the quiet one, man, but he got some shit for you. He'll hit you with some jokes and then some one-liners and then nicknames. So just being with him right now, man, is a joy, man. I'm enjoying touring with him. And he's the leader of our group. We follow his path.
Hmm. Dave, what you got to say?
Man,
Some
no.
smart shit.
You already know.
Nah, nah, I ain't gonna
But
do
them
that.
guys, hey, them guys is together all the time. though. They work out together. They kick it hard for real because they in Atlanta together. So I know Dave got a lot to say.
Yeah, well,
We
I'm
we
excited.
like
I'm interested in hearing it.
we like Funk Flex and Big Pun. We won Tris names. No, seriously though. No, we don't do that. Um, for me, man, it's a special feeling and a special honor for me. I guess when everybody was chasing Gerald around when we were hanging out, and that's no jab at anybody. For some reason, Mark and I, man, we was like thick as thieves. If you saw Mark, you saw me. I mean, man, I was working. I told you I started working the radio, and so my uncle was like one of the top programmers in the nation. And I would be like, "Hey, man, I can't come in and I need to be in the studio." Gerald Mark was in the studio. They used to be pissed because I would call at like 12:30 and had to be there at 1 because we was having so much fun, man. He would take me and meet all the cats around on the scene. I mean, we was rolling, and he taught me a lot of stuff, and I could tell that his endearment towards me because And same thing with Joe too. They love to beat me up. Every time I do something wrong, they love to get me. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that I love so much is even though I'll be like, man, F y'all, or it may look like I don't take it in, I'm very grateful for this tutelage because
Hmm.
what I learned from being out with him is that we were doing a lot of things unstructured, and that was because
Right.
people were just around on the sack and just were just enthralled by the things that we were doing and the opportunities that we had even after we separated from the travel camp, and nobody was saying anything. And when I look back at some of the things that I've done, and I ain't told y'all this, I'll be like, shit, that was horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we just figured we had it and we just went out and did it. But with this right here, he's not letting it pass because this really is, and even with the success we've had, it's a legacy piece. And Joe said something to
Right.
me the other day that that I'm going to do a couple things a little different. We older now, you have to we taking things more literal, and the joking and all the different stuff, especially when we talking about serious life issues and being on the road and stuff like that. It's a serious time, man. And because I tell them my analogy is life is playing duck duck goose with cats, so you don't know when you gonna get picked. So we have
Right.
to take every moment. But I cherish this. For me, it's been just dealing with mental health, depression, anxiety, stuff like that. This right here has been one of the best therapies I could have ever had. I remember when Sean and Gerald died, and I always tell the story. I told Mark, I said, "Hey man, I'll lose 200 pounds, man, if you let me be in the group." Because it was like, because I just felt like nobody else could fill the spot but
Yeah.
me, because he was getting all these other cats. Well, not all, but just cats that didn't honor the legacy like I
Right.
would. You know what I'm saying? I felt no matter what we had been through, me and Gerald have been through, I honored the legacy and the thing.
Right.
This dude, I'm still able to feed my family off of one damn huge hit. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. And so um he looked at me and said, "Yeah, yeah." But 200 pounds later now, I'm in the group. So, and
Mark,
I enjoy it, man. I love that dude, man. I love him, Joe. I would rather be nowhere else. And I can honestly say, even through the times, the fun times I've had with Men at Large, man, in my older age and, knowing where we going next, man, I'm having the time of my life, bro. I hate coming home sometimes. Not to say that, but I mean,
right.
I just really enjoy this second generation of my career. It's
Right.
fantastic.
Mark, I don't want to leave you away from the microphone. Definitely want to hear what you have to say. I'm gonna dive a little deeper if you don't mind.
Uh-oh.
Take a we've been on a light note. But I kind of feel like I'm almost obligated to give you a moment to talk about this. Let's just face it. At the end of the day, you and the Levert brothers, Gerald and Sean, were your bandmates. You all made incredible hits together. I'm sure you had incredible tours, incredible moments together. But they weren't just your bandmates. This was your family.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna just ask you straight up, man. I'm gonna give you the microphone and I'm gonna give you the moment. How did losing them affect you?
This
And I'm
dude
not
know what
even
he doing.
necessarily I'm not even necessarily asking you, although you can go there, I'm not necessarily asking you how did it affect you professionally, but brother, how did that affect you personally? And that was
it was real different. You know what I mean? Because initially it was, you know, when we were kind of separated at the time, and I was living on the West Coast,
hmm
and Gerald was still in Cleveland. So when things happened with Gerald, I was told one story, and it wasn't the real story. So he was, I'm thinking to myself that, okay, this is just the. I was told that he had a heart attack,
okay.
and that was initial. So, but so in my mind, I'm thinking that this is a wake up. This is a life wake up call to do better with your, taking care of yourself. and
Hmm.
he's gonna wake up to that and do it. So
Right,
that's what I
right,
was
right.
thinking initially, but when I got
Initially.
another call, it was different. And hit me that hit me way different. Like, yo, I'm not gonna, you know, talk to this guy no more. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? So it was a lot of unresolved things that I needed to, to get together that I wasn't gonna be able to get together because I wasn't gonna see him no more. Now with Sean, it was different because, you know, I'm thinking like, yo, we're gonna continue this and just do our best to, just keep waving the banner. And the unfortunate thing with Sean, with what happened was, it shouldn't have never happened. And it sparked Sean's Law, which we worked on trying to, get that together where, incarcerated uh, men, women would go into the jail system and a doctor wouldn't see them for 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, anything can happen. You know what I mean? And a
Right.
lot of times people come in to the jail system uh, with issues already.
Yes, sir.
So it's hard to, you can't really, you can't really go into a system like that and think that everything is just going to be everything.
Right,
And it was just a matter of, it was just a matter of days before it happened, but it's something that didn't have to happen.
right,
So that even affected me even worse because it was something that, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. So I was a mess, to say the least. Um, it took me a minute to kind of, gather myself. But I carried a lot of weights around for a long time.
yeah. Thank you for
So
sharing that, brother.
so
Yes.
this
Tough,
right
because he
here,
getting me emotional over here. We talked
yeah.
about this
So
yesterday.
yeah, so this right here is kind of like the therapy, and even like hearing the song sometime is is different, but it's just a flashback of everything that we were able to, as the group Levert was able to accomplish. And so I'm proud to be able to, do that still, you
Right,
know. And what better way to do that than with the, people that you help bring into this to the, to fold. So
right, right.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing that, brother. I
Dude,
mean,
you killing it.
sometimes when we have these conversations, man, and I've done a lot of interviews with a lot of people who I love and whose music has touched me, they become, not always, but they often become therapeutic. I mean, I'm probably not even supposed to go on this tangent, but back when I interviewed you on my radio show years and years ago, I also interviewed around the same time Mr. Levert Sr.
all
And
right,
talking to Eddie Levert Sr. just before I got on the phone with him, it was a phone conversation. I made a mental note that I would not ask him about either of his sons because I wanted the interview to focus on what he was doing. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable, right? And I remember asking him, I was reading over Eddie Levert Sr.'s accolades, right? And I was
yeah,
talking about the book that he wrote and a couple of other things, and he stopped me and he began to talk. I again, I was just generally running through. You've done this and you've done that, you've done this book and you've done this with your son, blah, blah. But I intentionally tried to skate past it so I could mention it, but then keep it moving. He stopped me and he initiated an entire conversation with me on air about how his son's passings, plural, affected him. And I stayed quiet because I didn't want to go there. And
yeah,
I have respect for, for Mr. Levert. It was
Yeah,
deep. It
Yeah.
was emotional. And about a week after the interview took place, I believe his representative was his niece at the time, or a cousin, or some relative. And she reached out to me and she said, "Thank you so much. That was so therapeutic. And we appreciate it." And I was like, wow, I was honored to be able to have that conversation because we're human, right?
Yeah.
You guys are legends in R&B, but you're humans and you have human experiences. And sometimes these discussions that we have are necessary for us to
Heal.
heal.
I
Mental
tell
health
people.
Mm.
is real,
I,
brother,
I
and
tell people all the
especially,
time, yeah.
go ahead, I'm
Not to cut
sorry.
you off, but I tell people all the time, man. It helps to talk about it. You have to. You can't. If you hold it in, it hurts.
Yeah.
Like I sang at a buddy of mine's service, and at my buddy of mine's
Mm,
dad's service a couple of weeks ago, last week, and he was, just walking around trying to be normal and be cool and stuff like that. And I was like, Fred, yo, man, let that out. I said, holding it in to give you a heart attack, brother.
yeah.
And I went up and I sang. He lost it. He lost it.
Mm, yeah.
He lost it, man. We have to stop being so what's the word? Machismo, bravado. We got to stop running that, man, because that's what that'll take you out of here fascinating, man. Hold you ever tried to cry when you was little and they be like, "Shut up, you better not cry, quit crying." And they hit
No,
you and you
I
trying
didn't
to
have that
hold it
experience.
in, man.
Thankfully, not in my family. We didn't have that.
Holding it in hurt. It
Yeah.
hurts. That's
Yeah.
why you be like this after.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
be hurting, man. You dog,
Yeah.
yo,
But I
but you
just I
gotta let
I
it out.
I just want to say this, man. Thank you for sharing with us on that subject because obviously not too many people outside of, Gerald and Sean's immediate family hurt as much as you did, Mark. But Lord
Yeah.
knows uh we all hurt when they left us. And so, it goes both ways. The fact that you were able to, let that off your chest, it helps those of
Yeah.
us that still haven't healed from their loss. But I will say this, and then we're gonna move on. Mark, thank you so much for keeping the name alive, for keeping it going on. Thank you so much for making sure that nobody has forgotten the name of the group Levert, period. Okay, because the
Right.
songs, thankfully, one thing about you musicians, when you leave this earthly plane, you done left us with music that will never,
That's right.
ever be taken away from us. And
Right.
so, but the fact that you're still actively, touring and having these discussions and making music, man, I just want to thank you on behalf of all of us that love R&B for keeping it going on. Now, are you guys just at this point, are you just touring as a trio, or are you actually interested in recording any new material?
No, we are
Uh,
going to record. We are recording, and
Okay.
yeah, we're going to do the full, full thing. We got a lot of things in store for fans and the
Okay.
people that want to see and hear some of the real story. You know what I mean? Because I think it's important for us as Black people to tell our story. So while we're able to, we want to be able to tell our story and for people to get it from the horse's mouth as opposed to getting it from somebody else that's narrating something that's, you know what I mean? So I think that's important for us to do that. Um, and basically share our relationships, inside and out
Hmm.
of the industry.
Okay. Well, listen, this is a question that I asked Mark recently, so you're gonna be last on the list to answer this question, sir. We can start with Joe. If you had to pick one, and I mean one, song from the entire Rude Boys catalog, doesn't
mm,
have to be a single, didn't have to be a hit, doesn't matter. As a member of the group, in your opinion, Joe, your favorite Rude Boys song and why?
mm.
Crazy. So a lot of people would think that Written All Over Your Face is my favorite. Written All Over Your Face is my bread and butter.
Hmm.
Um, it's definitely my most favorite song of life because of what it has done for me and what it does for me. But my personal, so I always say like I put it like this, like I say, I think the GOAT when like if they say who the best rapper of all time, I say Jay-Z. Yeah, he good. But who's my favorite rapper of all time is a rapper named Fabulous.
Fabulous.
So what will I say? What I will say is that Written All Over Your Face is the GOAT of Rude Boy songs, but my personal favorite is Miss You So Much.
Okay.
Mm.
And why?
Ooh-wee.
Because um when I was singing it, it was a feeling that I had that me and the buddy and myself had. Um, the way that the track is, the melody that Larry wrote it in, just the whole vibe, the whole way that it surrounds my tone and my voice. It is just like the best Rude Boy song that I've sung as far as with just it had all the right chemistry. Like Written on Face does, but Buddy on this song just
Okay.
was killing it, man. We just really captured that song. It was the best of our tandem, of our tag team. And it is my favorite Rude Boys song.
Okay.
Miss You So Much on the second album, Rude House.
Same question, Dave. Men at Large.
Damn.
Favorite Men at Large song and why?
That record right there, man, you just slapped me in the head with that. So Men at Large, man, we did a reunion album in 22 to just to commemorate the 30 years. I would have to say there's a record off of there that ranks very, very high, but I would have to say Let's Talk About It, the remix version.
Okay.
And just because of the story behind it, we were in LA. R. Kelly's camp, had remixed it. Peter Mokran and all them.
Okay.
Um, it was like 30 women. Me, Jason, and the road manager, and Fred. I don't think our background singer came, but it was just a defining moment in the one of the chapters of Men at Large, and we were one of Hype Williams' first, jobs, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it was just nothing but us and the ladies. And while we were recording, it was a break, and we and I don't know why, just because it's just the video came out dope. It kind of like we went from jokes to being kind of like sex symbols, you know what I mean? Because I don't really think they thought it was gonna hit like it did at first because we were fat. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really like fat dudes, but we changed the narrative. Heavy D started, but I'm saying real talk. We changed the narrative. We was always fly. We always smelled good. Nails, hair was already always done, and it was just amazing to see how much the ladies like big boys. But uh, we were on the trail, and I just never forget it. But it's this, the story. We were on the trail and we were doing what we do. It was getting ready to go down. I mean, the ladies was on there. I mean, they was choosing, and we doing what we do. And I walked over to my man, and he just broke out in a sermon. He started talking about, and God sat in the middle of the wheel. Jesus do this and that. I said, dude, the lights start going up, the smoke start disappearing, the girls start closing like that. And I walked over to him. I said, "Fam, this our last." And that was it. And
Mm.
that was it for a long time. But that just because of the story and how everything played out, and just yeah, that's it though. And just how it rocks, man. That damn record is, even if you don't know it, if you hear it, it's a monster.
And of course, Mark, uh, favorite Levert song and why?
Mm.
There's so many.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to digest. But I'll say again, the magic on "I've Been Waiting"
Ooh,
is still magic to me.
Hmm.
Just the chemistry that we have on that record to me is like
oh my
magical.
Jesus
And
Christ.
but like Joe said, the bread and butter has always been some of the other ones like Casanova,
Right.
Pop Pop Goes My Mind, All Seasons,
ABC.
ABC 1, 2, 3. It's a lot to cover with those. Um, and I can say that, over our career, we actually did fulfill our whole album commitment with 7 albums or 6 albums,
Wow.
Damn.
and so it was an accomplishment.
Right.
Not that
Of
we was
course.
trying to basically get there, but it was so much that was happening at that time. But yeah. So I'd have to say those.
Um,
Man. Damn.
I feel like you all have the track record to be able to speak on certain subjects. And I'm gonna ask you something that I've asked a lot of artists from your era over the years. I always get the politically correct answer.
I'm not.
Please don't give me the politically correct answer if you can help it.
If
Um,
they'll get on me if I go too far, but I'm gonna give it to
let,
you the real. Now I mean
I
they
let
always spanking me.
please just
I got you.
give me what you feel like is your truthful response. Your opinion on post 2000 R&B.
Mm,
Anything that's been released since the year 2000, what it up until now, in specifically with R&B, because well, I don't want to prejudice anybody's answer, but I'm interested. You all are real singers. You all
damn.
come from, you know, an era where you had to be able to sing to be able to sing. So, I'm gonna start with you, Joe. Like, just what's your opinion on music from this millennium, R&B music specifically? We can talk about lyrics, we can talk about vocals or lack thereof, we can talk about substance and topics. What is your opinion of what people are listening to today and have been listening to for the past 26 years?
For the most part, the stuff that's on the mainstream is not the best of the best.
Right,
R&B is quite amazing right now. There are a plethora of artists and singers that are amazing and great, but because they don't have the money to pay for radio
Mhm.
and pay for, you know, to get charted, we don't get to hear it.
right,
And so people say R&B is dead, but it's not. It's never been dead. It's just when the business changed to where you got to pay to play, that
right.
fucked everything up.
It's
Yeah.
always
Don't
been pay to
don't
play.
excuse my French.
Yeah,
It's just that's the way it is. It was created to make it as seem as if R&B is dead, but there are plenty of artists that are quite amazing. You just got to dig to find it, or the word of mouth, or because I'm listening to artists every day that are amazing. A couple of
hmm
my friends always like, "Hey, listen to this art." I'm like, "Damn," but they don't. The money, the capital is not there for them to be able to spend to pay to play, and so
right,
the pay to play the era has destroyed R&B as far as mainstream wise. But there are a lot of artists that are underground. They go do shows and packing out places. You
They
just
sure do.
because I be like, "Who is this?" They come in town and they didn't sold out 1,000 seats.
Yeah, man.
1,500 seasons. I never heard of them in my life, but their tribe has found them,
right,
and so that's the way it is now, man. I am so thankful that I came up in the era that I did, man.
right,
That
1,000.
it wasn't like it is now, man. I love that I'm a classic artist. Because they call us old school, but we're not old school. Our era is
classic,
classic.
classic
You
soul.
Legacy,
know, yeah,
Yeah,
legacy.
that I'm a classic artist. I'm glad that my songs made it the right way to be hit records. The gold and platinums is legitimate gold and platinums for the most part. I mean, there was some little stuff going on back then, but not like today, bro.
right.
You know,
Tell me
I'm
about it.
glad that I didn't come up in the era where I'm looking at 3 million streams and then I get a check for like $15.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, this era has been destroyed by pay to play. It's been destroyed and is currently being destroyed by AI artists. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
And people can say what the F they want about it, but an AI, I got a friend of mine who just created an AI artist, man, and he's pushing her and
he be
promoting
sending
her.
me that shit
She
too.
might, yeah,
Yeah.
like as a real artist. And like, I mean, you could be proud of that if you want, but it ain't organic. It ain't real. I'm not subscribing to that, man. I don't care
Right.
what nobody say. Man, you gotta go roll with it. No, I don't have to
I
roll
ain't
with
roll with
that,
that
man.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because I come from where you get it in, you put it in. The microwave society and the push button society is destroying R&B. That is what is making it hard. But what I will tell you, and what I will say this moment, and remember that I say this, that the chick is gonna come home and roost on AI, and they're finding out already because artists don't know, or the people that's doing the AI, that it is flagged, it will be flagged, and embedded within it, it shows that it's AI and it's not organic, it's not grassroots, and it's not original. And so at the end of the day, the artists stand tall, and like a lot of people, like, man, you working on something? Yeah, I'm working on something. They sending me these tracks with AI artists. I know how to hear it from the beginning. There is telltale signs for artists like us. That is a telltale sign. So sorry, I was kind of long winded, but I just wanted to cover all that, man. But R&B is not dead; it's a pay to play, and currently now AI and the streaming.
Mark, what are your thoughts on the same subject, the state of R&B today and for the past 25, 26 years?
I feel sorry for the people that haven't experienced the real struggles of the R&B because these interviews didn't used to happen like this. We had to go physically and be there, so that aspect is totally different. I appreciate it though, because it makes it more, accessible to what we have. But think about all the in stores we used to do. We used to go
Exactly.
to the store and have the physical product. So that part of it is gone. That part of it is missing. There's probably a handful of stores in the country. You know what I mean? But the artists didn't get a chance to experience that aspect, and now it's even worse as far as doing it. And I think that you know this generation has basically made it more like everybody wants to just put out material. There's no break in the material. There's so much out there that you know, a lot of people have different ideas on it, and like like my idea is like, okay, sometimes you got to let people miss you a little bit. Sometimes you got to,
Right.
give them a break so that they can see what they weren't getting. And I think there's so much flooded of music that people can't really consume it all at the same time. You know what I mean? And because it's so much, and I think we're missing just a lot of the old school aspects of the game with the music now. I don't have any particular stories about individual artists or anything like that, but I just think that the game has changed so much. And you know what it is? It's because the industry is so greedy. So they make it seem like you have to have so many records out, and they shorten the records now. So it's like
Right.
you got 2 minute records now. You know what I mean? Like so
Terrible.
back in the day you have a Luther song that it'd be a damn near a 2 minute intro.
Intro. Right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, and then you think about the funk facts of it, like Knee Deep was 15 minutes long. You
Damn.
know what I mean? So it's just like we missing a lot of the fun of the music, and it's just more, and it's the content is not there. As far as the content is whack. There's a lot of, there's been a lot of
Right.
negative calls about some of this music now. Dave's favorite song. I don't know if it's his favorite, but
Which
he
one?
likes it. the one with the Miami Miss, whatever her
Where
name is.
are my
Yeah, she
yeah.
getting a lot of flack about that record,
Oh, it
and I
turned into a gospel song.
and it should, it deserves to. You should get flack for it because you're not helping the situation with your song. Your music is a detriment to the young people that's listening to it, and they just think about the beat. They're not thinking about lyrically what is entailing. Is putting you in a position to where you're doing criminal activity, and so I think that the aspects, and see, here's the thing. Here I am. I'm putting it on the artist, but realistically, it's not the artist. It's the labels that release this music.
Yeah,
Nobody gives the labels these black eyes. They always say that the artist is doing this, they doing that, but it's the labels that promote and putting all the money into these songs. They want that music to be out there. Why? Because it's a detriment to us.
right. Dave?
Shit, it ain't much to say. I just think, they should, the game was regulated back in the day, and now it's not regulated, so to speak. I had a bunch I was gonna say, but the game this started way before the 2000s, what they were doing, and it seems like if you sit back and you listen and watch, the more they pulled out the disciplinary vices that we used on kids and raising and parenting,
Mm,
and the more negative images and things they pushed, it probably ain't just us, but they just show us, so it looks like it's just us. The more we started to be like, F it, I'm getting high, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. My girl got a girlfriend, I'm on these mollies, I'm on these perks, I'm doing this, and it's all good. Then everybody start doing it. Everybody start just, man, that's what it is. That's what it is, So
hmm.
the music business today, it's dope because it can let you be or whoever you want to be, whenever you want to be it, how you want to be it. There's no talent. I take it. I take insult to some of it because when I started off, I was very timid, and thanks to Joe and me not giving a F, I turned into a monster over the years. So it's like I worked hard, and now these cats don't have to do anything. They can just
Right,
have numbers, and cats are giving. They turn on that auto tune. A quick thing, real quick, is a guy. I used to make a lot of money off doing hooks for cats in the hood. Cat called me one day. I said, man, just give me 3,500. I'll do it. He called me back and said, the girl said, well, he said he just gonna call his cousin to give him $50 and give him and put the auto tune on it. I said, well, have at it, because ain't no way in hell you gonna get me to do no hook for you for $50 and you don't even have no direction to plan. But the business always been pay to play. It's in the beginning, it never was a copycat situation unless they wanted the whites to do the blacks and stuff like
right,
that. And now the game is just like, you get a certificate of participation. Everybody gets to get in. I say, in high school when we were kids, yeah, man. When high school when we were kids, the elite athletes got a varsity jacket. They got a letter jacket. Hell, not everybody get one. If you participate, oh, you didn't make the team, but you was hanging around, they giving you a letter jacket. Man, get your
right.
ass out of here, man. The whole thing, everything is based upon mediocrity, and it's the companies, it's the artists, and it's the people.
Yeah,
It's the people. The people, like back in the day, the people that listen to music nowadays would no way in
wouldn't
hell
tolerate this.
would
Yeah,
tolerate that, man. Are you kidding me? And I ended there. So much more I can say, but it's no money in positivity, like it's no money in the
right,
cure for sickness. It's the same thing with the positive, with
mm,
black love and black. What are they gonna gain off that if we loving each
right.
other? I'm just saying.
Wow, that's powerful. All three of you, man. Like we on the same page. I had to keep my lips closed
We
because,
old.
yeah, like no, we seasoned.
Yeah,
That's
old
what it is. That's
season,
what it
big hole,
is.
big snake. I don't give a damn. You already know.
Listen, I used to work for Arista Records. This is going into the next question.
Yeah, Clive.
Well, yeah, but I worked specifically in the promotion department. So I oversaw the promotion projects on the street level for Bad Boy Records,
Hmm.
LaFace Records, Rowdy Records, and some of the Arista
Wow.
main artists in Boston, which is where I grew up.
Mhm.
Things that I learned, you know, there were artist development departments. There was artist and repertoire departments. There was departments for publicity to teach you how to speak and to teach you how to look and to say things that weren't detrimental to your career. All of those things have been stripped away. So I resonate, with everything that you guys were saying because it's not just about the music, it's about the package. These people are not packaged. They have no idea what packaging is. They just wing it, you know. On that note, um, one person who love him, hate him, or be indifferent about him, he knew how to package an artist. Clive Davis recently
Clive
left
Davis.
us.
Hmm.
And whether you were on Arista or not, I think Clive probably influenced in some way the careers of damn near everybody in the music business, regardless of whether you were on Epic Records, Atlantic Records, MCA, etc. I'm just curious to know um, what your thoughts are um, regarding the passing of this legendary man. We'll start with Joe.
Um, Clive Davis definitely for black music was really big. I believe that he really did have a good ear. He knew the right people to hire to help him make decisions. You know, in different eras, man. Wow, decades.
Right.
And I had the pleasure of somewhat working with Clive when I have an unreleased duet with Aretha Franklin.
Oh, wow.
And they had called Only You. There
Woo.
was this written and produced by Brian Alexander that did all the SWV
SWV, yeah.
and stuff. So
Brian
me
Morgan.
and Aretha went to do, a duet. We hooked up, went to Detroit, did a duet
Mm,
together, and Clive Davis was like one of the driving forces behind it. Even though it didn't make the album, um, it was just a pleasure to be handpicked by Aretha Franklin and Clive. Like,
uh-huh.
yeah, go ahead and do it. It didn't make the cut,
Mm.
but that's my only like dealings with him. I got a check from him, a nice handsome check.
Me
But I
too.
mean, yeah, yeah, you got a lot of them, yeah. But just to say, man, I mean, his list of names is endless, and he will be missed. Even though he wasn't really still active in the game, just his fingerprint is definitely forever embedded in the R&B genre. You know what I'm saying? And even in rock and even in pop, he touched different genres in different areas. So salute to him. He lived a very long life, and we know that everything must come to an end. And hey, he had a great life. He lived a long life, man. So
Mm.
condolences to Clive Dave's family.
Dave, your thoughts?
Um, Man, I had a chance to meet him once at this convention in Miami, and I ended up singing because I was showing off, and it was a dope little thing to meet him and to just have a couple words with him, man, and just to know who he was at the time. I don't really, man, everybody who was big, just about, what I'm saying, the LaFace, I mean, Outkast, Goody Mob, Babyface, L.A. Reid, TLC, Whitney Houston, Jesus, Bad Boy. I mean, damn, he probably has one of the biggest, if not, I won't say it's the biggest, the Meatloaf from Cleveland. I mean, man,
Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's long.
yeah,
The list
man,
is
it's
long.
because I did my show the other day. I did a thing on him, and I was like, damn, I didn't know this, damn, I didn't know that, and I was like, wowzers, gee, Penny, you know what I'm saying? It was dope, man. He was a dope man, and he created a part of the soundtrack to Black Lives for a long time, man. So his legacy will forever be respected, honored, and appreciated.
Mark?
Yeah.
Neiman.
We had me and Joe had the pleasure to work with Clive on an artist it was a soul artist. We did a couple of songs, two or three, and so it was a good experience that just being able to be called and say, hey, we want you to do this, and so but he was the epitome of the record industry. He he knew all of the tricks. He played a lot of them in his lifetime as far as his career goes back, and you dig into the history, you know some of the stuff that he's done, but he was a part of the industry. So the industry is, you know, it does the same thing. So I can't be mad at it. This is what this is, some of our people that came up under him, they learned the same techniques. And and for me, just for me, I just feel like we have to, as a people, have to break away from the techniques of the industry so that we can create our own. And there's no dig on him. I respect him, and all of that. And I just feel like we have to create a different narrative to change what the industry is doing to us as artists.
Right. We're gonna switch. We need to. I- we could talk about music and life forever. But at the end of the day, I want to talk about the Levert experience. We
Let's
getting
do it,
we
baby.
need to get back to let's talk about the city winery tour that you guys are doing. Any one of you could answer on that. Are you excited? You come. I know one of the dates are coming up soon, July 9th here in New York City. Let's talk about touring and your city winery dates and what we can expect to hear and see from the Levert experience at City Winery.
First, I'm gonna say congratulations to the New York Knicks. And if LeBron comes home, we'll see y'all again. But it's listen, let me tell you something, man. I wouldn't even say it if I didn't mean it. I think that no, I'm not. I know that we're the most dangerous group in R&B because what each one of us brings to this pyramid, you know what I mean? To this Voltron, to this Lego house, to this oh man, this Trinity, the divine Trinity of music that no, we're right now we on the road, man, everywhere, and we are in on this the winery tours. We will be in New York on the 9th of July. Cannot wait. I'm sure all of us can't wait. It's been a second. New York has always been a special, special place. I know for Minute Lars, I know for New York and for the Rude Boys too. And I'm just saying we're gonna tear it down, like huff and puff and blow your house down. Like, it's like three little pigs. I don't care what your house is built out of. We huffing and puffing and blowing it down.
Oh
Like we at
wow.
Sweetwaters. That's how we tearing it down.
Right.
That's what we doing.
Wow.
We doing
Going back.
we got Chicago on September 10th, St. Louis on September 11th, Atlanta, what is it, August 18th, Mark? August 8th?
I think it's the eighth. Yeah.
Just go follow the Levert Experience and you'll see all of our dates. And yeah, we going to Philly. Man, damn, I have to pull the dates up. But yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, it's. I mean, the Vert experience is a great experience. Is experience to, basically relive some, great memories of music, like you said in the intro, that basically carved out a lot of our lives. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I'm just happy that I'm able to be a part of that aspect because there's nothing like people coming and the fans and just admirers of the music to come and say that hey, we got married to this song, or we had children to this song, or so it's a lot of stories that I can say that the music has played a part of a lot of lives. And I mean, it's nothing more gratifying than that.
1,000.
I am definitely looking forward to you guys coming to the city of New York. The City Winery location on in July on July 9th. The City Winery location is right on the Hudson River, so you can see like the whole river behind you. It's a really aesthetically beautiful spot, and I know you guys are gonna put on a hell of a show. I'm curious though, like I don't know if you want to answer this, but what are some of the songs we can expect to hear? Is
Man,
that a
look.
secret, or like, can you just drop a
No,
couple of
it's no
jewels?
secret. Nah,
No
it's no.
secret.
Nah, it's no secret. It's no secret. Go ahead, somebody.
We doing New Jack City, Living for the
Ah,
City,
right.
Good Old Days, All Seasons, Pop, 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 My Forever Love, So Alone, Minute Large,
Mm,
Let's Talk About It, Minute Large, Written All Over Your Face, Rude Boys, Are You Lonely for Me, Rude Boys, ABC 123, Baby I'm Ready, Just Coolin',
nice,
Casanova. And who knows?
nice.
By the time we get there, Mark is a musical, manipulator. Maybe we'll have some more stuff on there once we get there. You know what I mean? So, and I do have those other dates for you if you want to know.
Yeah, let's get those dates.
So the 9th of July, we're at the New York Winery. August 8th, we are in Atlanta, Georgia. August 18th at the Philadelphia Winery. And September 10th, the Chicago Winery. And September 11th, the St. Louis Winery. And a few other dates around there as well, too. We're
I
in
got it.
Buffalo. If anybody from New York wants to come to Buffalo, August 23rd, I know y'all ain't coming. And we're in Wilmington on the 21st of
Wilmington, Delaware. Okay,
yeah, yep, of August. Yeah, man. Word to
excellent.
mother, son. Word up.
Ex- That's
Word
what's
up,
up.
son.
That's where the big man behind Intrigue Magazine he rests his head in Delaware, so I
No
know he'll
doubt.
be checking that show out. In terms of I know we want to circle back before we go. We talked about this a little earlier about new music projects that you guys are working on. Will you be debuting any of that as you continue on your tour dates? Will you be performing any new tracks or any new music?
Not yet, but we will soon, though.
Okay,
You'll definitely know when it's time.
okay. 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 Um, and lastly, before we go, all of you are from Cleveland. Um, what does being from Cleveland mean musically?
Oh God.
we got the Minneapolis sound, which was made famous by Prince, and then of course the time. But the Cleveland sound, another rich city in the Midwest with its sound all of its own.
Man.
You three are from Cleveland. What does that mean to you in terms of your musicality?
It's the first of the month. No, I think the Midwest, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, uh, has probably the best singers. Ohio. There's so many people from Ohio. Midnight Star, Levert,
Hmm.
Minute Large, Rude
Yeah.
Boys, Avant, the OJ's. Who else is from Ohio? That is so many people from Ohio that have come out of here that have made such a great impact, and a lot of people that you don't even know that made impacts in film and TV and different stuff like that. But
Hmm.
coming from Cleveland, Cleveland is one of those cities they say just cliche. If you make it here, you can make it out of here. Then you'll make it anywhere, man. Cleveland is tough,
Mm.
man. There's a lot of artists over the years that decided not to come back. I know Ari Spears has a feud with Cleveland right now, and I kind of went at it with him in the DMs over a couple things too. And I'm like, dog, get over that, man. Let me interview you. Let's talk about it. Then he wanted to charge me for it. I was like, nah, B, I'm straight on that. I ain't even that excited about the interview, bro. But people get mad at Cleveland because Cleveland is harsh. I remember back in the day, Biggie came to town and they got him. Cleveland
Wow.
is known for, they don't talk about it much, but yeah, I've
It's a
seen a
rough
lot of
town.
stuff.
Yeah, it's a
I've
rough
seen a
town.
lot of stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we some of the best. We
Uh,
had the music wise and the entertainment wise, performance wise, and delivering the knockout blow like Abdullah Mason will do on the 4th of July. That's what we do.
oh man, I can't wait to meet you guys, man. I'm really looking forward to the date. July 9th is your first city winery stop in New York City. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. Just one jewel that you could give to the Intrigue magazine audience. One jewel, what would that be? We'll start with you, Mark.
One jewel.
Yeah, one piece of advice to all of the people that are watching this, all of the fans, all of the people that love R&B music, all the people that love Levert, all the people that love the Rude Boys, men at large. What do you want? Just one jewel or one final word, I guess I should say.
Um, Keep the music alive. Study your music history. You know what I mean? Because the more that you know, breathe the life into the music, into your children and children's, then that keeps us going,
Right,
you know, and it keeps the you know what I mean, the legacy going. And so it's important because uh, you go overseas, their appreciation of the music is way different.
right,
They know about stuff that some of these here don't even have a clue about.
right,
So I think just how we keep it, because a lot of the stories now is like, yeah, well, my mama used to listen to it all, every day, and this, that, and the other. So that's a way of keeping it going. But I think radio and how we listen it plays a part. Just seeing some of the the activity at some of these family reunions and parties and stuff like that. When you hear the music, it brings a good feeling to the event. So keep doing that stuff.
Joe, final word?
Beans.
Um, just hold true to yourself. Your art, your craft, whatever you do in life, whatever you love, give it your all. It's and something, when people don't make it or things don't happen, is either two things. One is that it's not what you're supposed to be doing, and two is that you're not giving enough effort and dedication and loyalty to it. So always remember, put your best foot forward, put your mind, your heart, body, and soul into it if it's something that you really want to do. But also, don't be blinded and stay in a place where you know you don't belong.
Mm,
Nice. Very nice, Joey Beans. Future
Thank you.
Pulitzer Prize winning yeah, journalist. Me, hey man, when y'all see me, I am Dave Tolliver from Men at Large. I am. It's me. It is actually me. I had some people tell me in my face after watching my videos, oh, Bill, that's not, it's me. I'm just living. That's what I'm doing. I'm living better than I was before. And just man, free your mind, man. Free
mm,
your mind. Free your mind. I was watching this documentary called Heal the other day, and I could, it was so serious, I had to stop because it's something that I've always believed in. But free your mind, man. Free your mind, and the rest to follow. In Vogue. Just remember In Vogue if you can't remember it.
right.
Now
Free
give
your
them,
mind.
give them Lynn's closing.
Oh yeah. Listen, and in closing, this is Lynn Tolliver. Listen, believe in God because God is love. Love is what the world needs right now. There's nothing guaranteed but birth to beginning and death to ending. But that middle part, it's up to you. I'm Lynn Tolliver, and no, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way. You know what I mean? I miss that dude like crazy,
Wow.
man. Jesus Christ, you with Deshaun, I could see the on your face, man. You messed me up today, man. I was about to go in, but I let the tears go. I don't hold it in. I let it flow.
You're supposed to. That's what it's all about, man. We're
That's
we're
my yeah.
we're all alive on this big rock that we're sharing, and I want to know. I want to say that, music is one of the things that keeps us all together. It's one of
Man,
the few things on this planet, good, bad, or indifferent, that connects us all. You know what I mean?
all of us. Yeah.
Soul,
Mhm.
sounds, and song from the Levert Experience. Brothers, it has been
My
more than
man.
an honor, for real, to talk to you all, man. I mean, I was a big fan of each and every one of you when I was younger, and now as a person that's had the honor to have a conversation with the three of you, I'm even more so of a fan. I feel like I got three big brothers,
Word up.
and I can't wait to meet all of you all with that hat.
I got you. For real, I got you.
Nah,
Word to mother,
love and
son. Word
respect,
up.
man, and I look forward to seeing you all on the 9th. Very quickly, before we go, how can people connect with you on social media?
Just the dot Levert dot experience but just search the Levert. It's Lev. The computer sometimes will spell it Lav. It's Levert experience. The Levert experience. Just search it, man. And we gonna pop up. We
Yep.
gonna pop up. We gonna come up.
So Joe,
Yes, sir.
Dave, Mark,
Yes.
thank you so much for your time, your talents, and all of the beautiful, beautiful songs that you've given us over the years. We'll see you on the road, fellas. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
That
it.
you.
boy,
Thank
that
you.
boy good, man. That boy good.